Welcome to YouTube Pedia. Discover the greatest stories from history, science, and beyond. If you're curious about the world, subscribe now and join our journey through knowledge. Let's get started. The mysterious birth of Bitcoin, a revolution wrapped in secrecy. In the shadowy corners of the internet on October 31, 2008, an anonymous figure, or perhaps a group, under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto released a white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This document, just 9 pages long, would go on to change the course of financial history forever. But who was Nakamoto, and why did they choose to remain hidden in the depths of cyberspace? These questions remain unanswered to this day, fueling speculation, conspiracy theories, and a never-ending quest to uncover the truth. At the time of its release, the world was in turmoil. The 2008 financial crisis had shattered trust in banks, exposing corruption, greed, and a system designed to benefit the elite while leaving ordinary people in ruin. It was in this climate of distrust that Bitcoin emerged, an alternative monetary system free from government control, built on cryptographic principles rather than trust in human institutions. But Bitcoin wasn't just a currency, it was a revolution. The Genesis block, a hidden message. On January 3, 2009, the first ever Bitcoin block, known as the Genesis block Block 0, was mined by Satoshi Nakamoto. Embedded within the code was a cryptic message. The Times 03/Jan/2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. This wasn't just a timestamp, it was a clear sign of Nakamoto's intent. Bitcoin was a direct response to the failures of the traditional banking system. Unlike government-issued money, which could be printed endlessly, Bitcoin had a strict supply limit of 21 million coins, a digital form of gold, immune to inflation. As Nakamoto continued to develop Bitcoin, the first ever transaction took place on January 12, 2009, when he sent 10 BTC to a cryptographer named Hal Finney. Finney, one of the first believers in Bitcoin, downloaded the software and became part of a movement that would soon take the world by storm. The first real-world purchase, a $500 million pizza. In the early days, Bitcoin was a niche project known only to cryptographers and tech enthusiasts. It had no real value until May 22, 2010, when a programmer named Laszlo Hanieks made history by purchasing 2 pizzas for 10,000 BTC. At the time, Bitcoin was practically worthless. Today, that same amount of Bitcoin is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But this was just the beginning. The disappearance of Satoshi Nakamoto. As Bitcoin slowly gained traction, something unexpected happened. In 2011, Satoshi Nakamoto vanished. After years of actively developing the system, Nakamoto handed over control of the Bitcoin project to a group of developers and disappeared without a trace. No one has heard from them since. Some believe Nakamoto was a single individual, a brilliant programmer with a deep understanding of economics, cryptography, and game theory. Others argue that it was a team of experts, possibly even a government agency or a secret organization. Theories range from Nakamoto being a group of elite programmers to even the CIA or the NSA designing Bitcoin as an experiment in decentralized finance. To this day, over 1 million BTC remains in wallets linked to Nakamoto, untouched, worth billions of dollars. If they were to move, the world would know instantly. But they haven't. Nakamoto's identity remains one of the greatest mysteries of the digital age. From obscurity to a global phenomenon. In the years following Nakamoto's disappearance, Bitcoin began attracting attention from investors, tech pioneers, and eventually Wall Street. The once obscure digital currency started appearing in mainstream news, its price fluctuating wildly, creating millionaires overnight and leaving others in financial ruin. Governments and banks, initially dismissive, started to take Bitcoin seriously. Some saw it as a tool for financial freedom, while others viewed it as a threat to their power. China cracked down on Bitcoin, while El Salvador embraced it as legal tender. The war between decentralization and regulation had begun. What lies ahead? With institutional investors, billionaires, and even governments now involved in the Bitcoin game, one question remains. Was this Nakamoto's vision, or has Bitcoin been hijacked? Is Bitcoin the ultimate tool for financial independence, or is there a deeper conspiracy at play, one that we have yet to uncover? Bitcoin's dark secrets, the hidden truths they don't want you to know. Bitcoin began as a technological revolution, a decentralized dream of financial freedom. But as its value skyrocketed, its purpose began to shift. Governments, banks, and shadowy figures lurking in the financial elite took notice. What was once an underground currency for the tech-savvy soon became the center of power struggles, mysterious disappearances, and even alleged assassinations. Who really controls Bitcoin today? Why did governments that once dismissed it suddenly start regulating and even adopting it? And most chilling of all, was Bitcoin truly meant to liberate people? Or was it always part of a much greater plan? Welcome to the hidden side of Bitcoin, the part they don't want you to see. The Silk Road and Bitcoin's criminal ties. Bitcoin was designed to be censorship-resistant, a currency that no bank or government could seize. But this also made it the perfect tool for the dark web. Enter Silk Road, an online black market founded by Ross Ulbricht in 2011. It was a place where users could buy drugs, weapons, and even hire hitmen, all paid for with Bitcoin. The anonymity of the blockchain allowed criminals to operate in the shadows, beyond the reach of law enforcement. But in 2013, the FBI finally shut down Silk Road, arresting Ulbricht and seizing 174,000 BTC, worth billions today. This was a turning point. Bitcoin was no longer just an experiment, it had become a threat to global power structures. Some believe Ulbricht was merely a scapegoat, and that Silk Road was infiltrated and manipulated by intelligence agencies long before it was taken down. Was the government using Bitcoin to track and monitor illicit activities all along? The rise of Bitcoin whales and hidden market manipulation. As Bitcoin gained popularity, a new force emerged, the Bitcoin whales. These are individuals or entities holding massive amounts of Bitcoin, capable of manipulating the market with a single transaction. But who are these whales? Some believe they are early adopters who mined Bitcoin in its infancy. Others suggest more sinister forces. Shadowy financial elites, corporations, and even governments have taken control. Consider this. In December 2017, Bitcoin hit $20,000, only to crash by over 80% months later. Many suspect whales coordinated a sell-off, cashing in at the peak before sending prices tumbling. Some even believe Bitcoin's price cycles are not random but engineered. Could it be that Bitcoin, once a decentralized dream, is now in the hands of the same financial elites it was meant to oppose? Satoshi Nakamoto, a government creation. Satoshi Nakamoto, the anonymous genius behind Bitcoin, vanished in 2011. But some believe he never existed at all, or worse, that Bitcoin was never meant to be free in the first place. Here where it gets strange. The cryptographic principles behind Bitcoin were heavily influenced by research from the NSA, National Security Agency. In 1996, 12 years before Bitcoin's launch, the NSA published a research paper titled How to Make a Mint, the Cryptography of Anonymous Electronic Cash. It described a digital currency system eerily similar to Bitcoin. Could it be that Bitcoin was an experiment in economic control? A Trojan horse designed to replace cash and create a fully trackable financial system? After all, while Bitcoin is anonymous, Every transaction is permanently recorded on the blockchain. With advanced AI and analytics, tracking identities is easier than most think. Was Bitcoin always meant to be the future of finance, but on their terms? Is the future liberation or control? Bitcoin was born out of a desire for financial independence, but today it faces a crossroads. On one side, Bitcoin has empowered millions, giving people in countries with failing economies an alternative to inflation-ridden fiat currencies. It has allowed individuals to store wealth outside of government control. But on the other side, governments are now adopting Bitcoin, regulating it, and even launching their own digital currencies, CBDCs. What happens when the system that Bitcoin was built to oppose fully embraces it? Some believe Bitcoin is still the people's currency, an unstoppable force of decentralization. Others fear it has become a tool for global surveillance, and that its ultimate destiny is to be absorbed into a new cashless society, one where every transaction is monitored, every financial move tracked, and true privacy becomes a thing of the past. The mystery of Bitcoin continues. Its future remains uncertain. And the question we must all ask is, did we truly uncover financial freedom, or did we walk straight into a digital trap? What do you think? Is Bitcoin still the key to financial independence, or has it been taken over? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video for more deep dives into the hidden truths of our world.